Hello and welcome back to Doing Death with Jan. In this week's episode, I'm going to share some of my own thoughts about death and the ways that facing this subject head on has inspired me. This episode, entitled Death Dares Us to Live, is dedicated to Stoney, a dear friend and mentor. Rest in peace. In the Afro-Caribbean household I grew up in, death was a fairly taboo subject. As kids, we never attended funerals, and there were many relatives who thought that talking about death prematurely wasn't good karma, for fear of the visitations of the duppy or crosses, which is basically really, really bad luck. Despite being surrounded by such staunch superstition, I'm proud to say that I'm in the unusual category of folk who likes to talk about death. I'm sure we all think about it from time to time, to one degree or another. Some of us think about their end intermittently, perhaps when someone close to them has passed away. I suppose there are other people that think about death, or don't think about death at all, and see it as a unnatural thing to do. So they take great pride in believing, I guess, that they're immortal. We've been conditioned to give our lives this grandiose importance. The self is centre stage in the race to obtain materialistic proof of life's purpose. I'm this, I do that, I have this, I have that. As an adolescent, walking amongst the gravestones, reading the inscriptions and considering the vast stories behind those I encountered 6 foot under, I've had positive notions of death for many decades. I'm not fearful of death. In fact, the finality of it is sobering, and it helps me to reflect on the way that I live my life today. I don't think it's morbid to think about death and dying. I think people who think about their deaths are enlightened. I accepted that it's death who will indeed have the last laugh, and this provides me a clarity, really, to focus on what counts. I'm aware of who and what's worthwhile in my life. I'm quick to remove myself from people and situations that don't inspire peace or spark joy. And I'm as quick to befriend good people as I am to let go of old beliefs in favour of new perspectives. The finality of death dares me to live, to let go of all the petty stuff, to not worry about societal norms or what's appropriate, to look at the grand scheme of my own soon-to-end life and to change the course of it if I can. I'm really not bothered about living life the way we've been conditioned to. I live life the way I want to. I try not to take myself too seriously, which means that I don't get bogged down by other people's agendas. I've a short memory, so I don't tend to hold grudges or sweat the small stuff. I just move on to those and the things that make me happy and are worth my time. I lead a happy and modest life. I'm a bit of a practical joker and I love a laugh. I consider death as the one big thing that could actually ruin my day, and I cling to the things that make me happy. Accepting death does more than put everything into perspective. It puts everything right. Nothing helps you enjoy the present more than accepting your life will end one day. But many of us believe that life somehow owes us, that it owes us time, it owes us wealth and health and success. And we get ground down by this illusion that we're against the clock or fearful that we'll never accomplish our achievements. Living like we're running out of time in an existence unfulfilled. But once you've accepted that your days will end and are happy to talk about it, broach it, everything else just seems like a walk in the park. The idea that my life will end, that I'll leave behind everyone and everything I know and love, is as liberating as the idea that, number one, I can't take any of it or anyone with me, and number two, none of it really matters, the material stuff. If you never think about death, when do you think about your worth? When you've accepted that you're going to leave this world, as I have, instead of seeking status and material stuff, wouldn't it be nice to be able to be more concerned about one's reputation and how we wish to be remembered when we're gone? For me, thinking about my own death is liberating. I'm not afraid to embrace the fact that I will no longer be here one day. It's okay. My only hope is that I'm remembered fondly, I guess. If we're all going to die, why not spend life doing everything we want, when we want? If we love someone, spend all our time with them. If you love crisps, as I do, eat them until you can't look at another packet. If the beach makes you happy, move to the beach. After all, life is short, and death dares us to live it. Thanks for listening. And as I always say, life and death are two sides of the same coin. To contemplate death is to ensure we make the most of life. Until next time, take care and live well.